Thalapathy. Vijay, a name synonymous with cinematic brilliance and a dedicated fan base, is more than just a matinee idol. Known for his on-screen charisma and the electrifying energy he brings to the silver screen, his stardom extends far beyond mere entertainment. He is a cultural icon, deeply embedded in the hearts of millions. But beyond the glitz and glamour, Thalapathy Vijay chose empathy over spectacle, revealing a side of himself that resonates deeply with the common man. This was evident when he visited Ajith Kumar's grieving family, offering solace and support during an unimaginably difficult time. Understanding the gravity of the situation, he arrived quietly, without fanfare or media blitz. He was there offering comfort not as a celebrity seeking publicity, but as a fellow human being, deeply moved by their loss. He stood in solidarity, but as a fellow citizen sharing their pain, understanding the profound impact of their grief. Sitting with the devastated parents, he listened intently, offering words of comfort and understanding. And with the grieving brother, he shared a moment of silent understanding, acknowledging the depth of their shared sorrow. Vijay's presence was a powerful act of solidarity, a beacon of hope in their darkest hour. His quiet support was assuring them they were not alone in their fight for justice and closure. His visit transformed private grief, a personal tragedy, into a public call for justice, igniting a fire of collective outrage and determination, and in turn, making Ajith Kumar's name a rallying cry across Tamil Nadu, uniting people in their demand for accountability. Vijay's compassionate gesture sent a clear message. This tragedy would not be forgotten, swept under the rug, or allowed to fade from public consciousness, and that the fight for justice would continue relentlessly until those responsible were held accountable. For the family, his support was a glimmer of hope, a sign that they were not alone in their struggle. It was validation and comfort in their darkest hour, a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable loss, compassion and solidarity could prevail. In a society where the powerful often remain distant, shielded from the realities faced by ordinary citizens, Vijay's gesture inspired many, proving that empathy and action can bridge the gap between celebrity and community. His actions served as a powerful call to action, urging others to stand up for the vulnerable and fight for justice. Ajith Kumar. His name now echoes in the halls of justice, a somber reminder of a life tragically cut short. He was a 27-year-old security guard, entrusted with the safety and sanctity of a sacred space. Little did he know, his own safety would be so brutally compromised. He diligently performed his duties at a temple in Sivaganga, a place of worship and community gathering, unaware of the dark turn his life was about to take. He was a hard-working son, a pillar of support for his family, carrying their hopes and dreams on his young shoulders, and a loving brother. The bonds of family were strong, a source of strength and comfort in a challenging world. He lived a life of quiet responsibility, marked by dedication to his loved ones and a commitment to honest work. His days were filled with simple routines and unwavering devotion. Supporting his family, ensuring their well-being was his primary concern, a testament to his selfless nature. He worked tirelessly to provide for them, and dreaming of a better future, a future where his family could thrive and his community could prosper, he held on to hope even in the face of adversity. Known for his gentle nature, his kindness touched the lives of those around him, leaving a lasting impression of warmth and compassion. Ajith was respected in his community, a valued member whose presence brought a sense of peace and stability to the neighborhood, and trusted in his role at the temple, a position he held with pride and dedication, embodying the values of integrity and service. His life was shattered, irrevocably altered by the very system that was meant to protect him. When he was taken into police custody, a moment that would forever change the course of his life and the lives of those who loved him. For questioning in a theft case, an accusation that would ultimately lead to his tragic and untimely demise. A routine event that turned into a nightmare, a descent into darkness from which he would never return. The shock of his sudden violent death reverberated through his community, leaving a void that can never be filled. Left his family and community reeling, struggling to comprehend the senseless loss of a beloved son, brother, and friend. Ajith's story is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of unchecked power. That victims of custodial violence are real people, not just statistics, but individuals with dreams, aspirations, and families who depend on them. With hopes and families with lives full of potential all extinguished in the blink of an eye. His death is not just a personal loss, it's a wound that cuts deep into the heart of a community, a constant reminder of the injustice that lurks in the shadows, but a symbol of a society's failure to uphold its most fundamental duty, to protect the rights and dignity of all its citizens, to protect its own, especially those who are most vulnerable to abuse and mistreatment. Now, Ajith Kumar's name stands as a beacon of hope, a symbol of resistance against the forces of oppression, for the urgent fight against custodial brutality, a fight that demands accountability, transparency, and systemic change. And the demand for justice, a relentless pursuit of truth and fairness, ensuring that no one else suffers the same fate as Ajith Kumar. The details of Ajith Kumar's death reveal a harrowing tale of custodial torture. Reports and autopsy findings showed he suffered at least 18 injuries, clear evidence of brutal violence while in police custody. Wounds covered his body, elbows, ankles, cheeks, ribs, leaving no doubt about the severity of his ordeal. The Madras High Court, shocked by the evidence, declared, "A state has killed its own citizen." This was not a case of rogue officers, but a systemic failure of justice and human rights. Ajith's suffering has ignited a fierce debate about police accountability and the urgent need for reform. His final hours, marked by unimaginable pain, demand not just outrage, but real change in how we protect citizens. Even before visiting Ajith Kumar's grieving family, a move that would undoubtedly offer them some solace, Vijay recognized the gravity of the situation. Vijay publicly demanded a special investigation team, or SIT, to meticulously probe the circumstances surrounding Ajith Kumar's untimely and tragic death. This wasn't just a suggestion, it was a firm call for action. He recognized with astute awareness that a standard routine police inquiry would inherently lack the necessary credibility to satisfy public concerns and ensure a truly impartial investigation. This was especially crucial given the sensitive nature of the case, with police officers themselves standing accused of potential wrongdoing. The inherent conflict of interest was undeniable. Vijay's call for an SIT was not merely a symbolic gesture, it was a strategic imperative designed to ensure transparency, accountability, and most importantly, impartiality right from the very outset of the investigation. His powerful intervention effectively transformed what could have remained a localized tragedy into a statewide issue of paramount importance, capturing the attention of the entire region. This amplification of the issue served to magnify the public's demands for accountability and justice, making it impossible for authorities to ignore the growing outcry. By steadfastly insisting on the formation of an SIT, Vijay directly voiced the deep-seated public distrust and skepticism surrounding internal police investigations, particularly in cases involving custodial deaths, where impartiality is often questioned. His unwavering statement placed significant pressure on the relevant authorities to act decisively and transparently, demonstrating that the public was watching closely. Vijay made it unequivocally clear that only a truly independent and impartial probe, free from any potential bias or influence, would be deemed acceptable by the public. The gravity of the situation and the public pressure ultimately led to the case being handed over to the Central Bureau of Investigation, or CBI, for further investigation. While the CBI took over, Vijay's initial demand for an SIT had already set a crucial precedent, establishing a tone of rigorous scrutiny and unwavering accountability. His decisive actions served as a powerful demonstration of how influential voices, when used responsibly, can effectively drive real and meaningful change within a society. More importantly, it highlighted the critical role that influential figures play in holding institutions accountable for their actions and ensuring that justice prevails. Ajith Kumar's death sparked a wave of outrage across Tamil Nadu. Social media erupted with calls for justice, and hashtags like #JusticeForAjithKumar trended statewide. Protests and demonstrations broke out, uniting people from all walks of life in demanding accountability. The anger was not just at individual officers, but at a system that allows such abuses to happen. Public pressure forced the government and judiciary to act, ensuring the case stayed in the spotlight. Civil society, political parties, and human rights groups joined the chorus for a fair investigation. Ajith's story became a symbol for broader demands. an end to custodial violence and real police reform. The people's collective action proved that united voices can force institutions to respond and pursue justice. The Madurai bench of the Madras High Court took swift action, ordering a judicial inquiry into Ajith Kumar's death. By appointing a judicial magistrate to lead the probe, the court ensured impartiality and urgency. The judge's strong words, calling it a state killing, validated public outrage and signaled zero tolerance for such violations. The court's intervention restored some public faith, showing that the judiciary would not let the truth be buried. This case stands as a powerful example of the judiciary stepping in to uphold justice when other systems fail. Under intense public and political pressure, the Tamil Nadu government transferred the case to the CBI for an independent investigation. 5 police officers were arrested and sent to judicial custody, signaling a rare move toward accountability. The government also provided immediate support to Ajith Kumar's family, a job for his brother, a residential plot, and financial aid. These actions, though unable to undo the tragedy, were direct responses to public demands for justice. The swift arrests and relief measures showed that civic pressure can force the state to act. This response underscored the principle that the government is answerable to its people, especially when fundamental rights are violated. It marked a crucial step toward restoring public trust in the system. Vijay's involvement went beyond celebrity activism. It was a genuine act of solidarity. By calling for an SIT and visiting the family, he amplified the victim's voice and made the tragedy personal for millions. His support shielded the family from intimidation and encouraged others to speak out against police brutality. Vijay's actions reminded influential figures of their moral responsibility to use their platforms for public good. His choice to stand as a citizen first inspired others to demand accountability and justice. This set a new standard for celebrity activism, moving from words to meaningful action. Vijay's solidarity helped dismantle the wall of fear around cases like this, empowering more people to seek justice. His example shows that one act of courage can ignite a movement for change. The arrests and CBI probe are only the beginning. True justice requires a fair and swift trial. Public vigilance is crucial to ensure the case doesn't fade into bureaucratic delays. The goal is not just punishment, but systemic reform to prevent future tragedies. Ajith Kumar's death must lead to real changes. Body cameras, independent oversight, and human rights training for police. Justice for Ajith means no other family should suffer such a loss. The movement sparked by his story must continue until full accountability is achieved. This is a collective responsibility to honor Ajith's memory with action, not just sorrow. The fight for justice is a fight for the soul of our democracy.